Well, this is exactly how bad was the relationship between Marvel and Frank Grillo. Well, Frank Grillo says they almost fired him 36 effing times. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what the current Rick Flag Sr. had to say about playing Crossbones, what happened while he was working at Marvel Studios, and why it seems like his new character is a much better fit. Now, as many of you know, Frank Grillo is going to make his DCU debut in the coming months as Rick Flag Sr. in the animated Creature Commando series. Now, we also know for a fact he's been part of Superman and Peacemaker Season 2, so he is obviously going to play a very, very big part in James Gunn's DCU. Now, I'm sure you're aware, he was a big part of the MCU. Well, maybe not a big part. His tenure was a bit short, but he did play the character Crossbones. If you remember correctly, back in The Winter Soldier, he played the ruthless S.H.I.E.L.D. strike team leader Brock Rumlow, and then did return as Crossbones in Civil War, but sadly was killed in the opening scene. Now, as a fan of the character in the comics, well, this had some fans pretty disappointed because the character of Crossbones plays huge in the Captain America mythology, and killing him off so soon with so few appearances seemed like a big waste. Now, not only were fans unhappy, but the actor himself had made it pretty clear he wasn't happy about this in several interviews, and almost didn't even appear in Avengers Endgame, which is something I didn't know. Actually, the actor told Cinema Blend that he was pretty pissed about it, and he had signed a 7-picture deal. And when Marvel had called him to be part of Endgame, he flat out told them that he was not coming and leave him alone. Now, obviously they worked out all the details, and he did appear in the film, but it seems like there might be some bad blood, and the actor himself revealed that Marvel almost fired him on a number of occasions, and not because of his past comments. Now, recently, comicbook.com asked him about his upcoming DCU projects, and he explained he was hesitant to reveal any details because he got in so much trouble at Marvel Studios. He said, unfortunately there's nothing I can say that wouldn't get me in trouble, so I kind of step back and go, I take the fifth. I am so bad at this. Like, Marvel almost fired me 36 effing times because I don't know. I never want to lie, and so I do a little too much, but I've been warned. Now, I'm going to be fair here because I do not remember Frank Grillo revealing a lot from Marvel movies. He definitely didn't leak any aspects of Civil War where he was killed off early, and the volume of leaks from actors previous to that were pretty low, so I'm not really sure what he was referring to, but he obviously said something that the studio considered a big enough spoiler to give him, well, several warnings. Now, honestly, to me the relationship between Grillo and Marvel Studios really seems to have gone, well, sour. I understand when an actor who signs a 7-picture deal has pretty high expectations, but this is something many people do not understand, and he's a professional, so I'm pretty sure he did. When you sign a 7-picture deal with a studio, it has options. The options are all the studios. They're not promising you 7 movies. You're promising them you will be available for 7 movies, and they're promising to pay you if those movies get made. If those movies don't get made, well, they don't move forward with it. There's no way a studio would sign an actor to a contract for, say, a trilogy, have the first movie flop, and then be obligated to either make or pay the actor for the remaining movies. These things are always what we like to call options, and the options are almost always in the studio's court, and they exercise them, well, how they want. Now, I think Frank Grillo has a huge future in the DCU, and it sounds like to me Rick Flag Sr. is going to be a big part of all of that. The fact that he's part of the first 3 projects really gives you an idea of what's going on and how big the character is going to play. So hopefully, moving forward, as far as comic book movies and comic book projects go, Grillo feels pretty good about it because he has an awesome presence on screen. He definitely plays these characters well, and I can't wait to see what I can't wait to see where James Gunn takes the character.